Hi, everybody. This is MoveEasy Yoga with Via, and today is November 30th, 2021, or it's whatever date you're watching this on YouTube. We're going to start in the ordinary fashion with static rest, lying on the floor, putting your legs up on a chair. We're going to be here for 7 minutes. While you're here, you can have your arms up in a cactus pose. You can have them at your waist. You could have them out to the side, out to your side, like airplane. Just take your choice. Make a choice. Your head can be on a pillow. It can be on some therapy balls. It can be on a sponge ball or a stack of towels. While you're here, just start to notice your breath. This is a time to pull your entire being into the room and slow down. Stay where you are and slowly move your head to the right and to the left about 6 times. Right, left, right, left. Cervical rotation. And when you're finished, come back to center. We're going to do vagus nerve reset. All of yoga helps to reset the vagus nerve. This is the direct line for the quickest way to get started. Don't move anything. You can have your hands behind your head, interlace your fingers. You could rest your head on a pillow or some therapy balls. Whatever you do, don't move anything but your eyeballs and shift your eyeballs to the right. And wait for a sigh, swallow, yawn, or gulp. Come back to center. Shift your eyeballs only to the left and wait for a sigh, swallow, yawn, or gulp. Come back to center and do the same thing 2 more times. 2 more sets, right, left without my cueing on your own time and at your own pace. And come on back. Head ramping. So once again, you can choose what's under your occipital ridge. It can be a pillow, but it can be your hands interlaced, elbows bent. It can be a set of therapy balls. All you're going to do is press the base of your skull, the occipital ridge, towards the floor. When you do this, your chin will drop and your occipital ridge will slide away from your shoulders. And hold that position for a couple breaths. And then release. And then head ramp again. So we'll do this 6 times. This is number 2. Pressing the occipital ridge towards the floor, and it slides away from your shoulders. And do one more time. And stay there. We'll do windshield wipers. You're going to need to get your bent knees off of your chair. Bent knees off of the chair, feet wide, and then knees bent, feet flat on the floor, feet wide. And side to side, just slowly side to side. Just releasing And when you're done with 6 of those, put a sponge ball between your knees and continue with windshield wipers. I forgot to mention sponge ball as a prop, sorry. About 6 times. Squeezing the ball, obviously, or you'll lose it. When you're done, come back to center. Spread your knees and your feet wide. Drop your right knee towards your left knee to the center. We're going to do a resistance quad stretch. Put your left ankle on top of your right knee and move the right knee up toward the ceiling while you're resisting that movement with your foot. And then go back down. So this is resistance, Kihara resistance stretching, always moving, always resisting. The resistance is at the knee, right knee and left ankle. Should feel really good. You can pause a little bit when you're down at the bottom and feel the stretch along the quad. The quads are often tight. If they're tight, they can affect the lower back. They can make the lower back tight. One of the many things we do in this class to address lower back issues. When you're finished with about 6, switch sides. Left knee down, right foot on top of the left knee. That is the resistance point. And you just keep moving and you resist. Don't make it too hard. Don't fatigue yourself. You're not really supposed to go to fatigue. So it's a little dance with yourself, with your muscles. Mainly the quads. Actually, mainly the outside, the outside quad. You might have guessed there are 4 quads. Whenever you're finished, come up to a seated position and walk your butt walking along the mat. So everyone's going to find a different location for their legs and their knees. And some people have really bent knees and some people have longer. Just do whatever you want. It really, it's just walking the butt up and down the mat, back and forth. Which is one of the things this affects is your sacrum. So if your sacrum is uneven, and this is how I got a hold of this movement, if your sacrum is uneven, which mine was, or maybe still is, if this will help adjust, loosen up and adjust the sacrum. But as you can see, it does other things too. You can feel it. I can feel it anyway on my glutes. Let's do one more set. Up one at one end of the mat to the other end of the mat. Whenever you're finished, come up to standing. We're going to do therapy, the neural balls, among other things. But when you're done, come up to standing, walk around a little bit and see, try to notice how that feels. Then we're going to do Lanida's walking exercise. So Kathy knows this one. Well, she'll know it when I start talking about it.
Oh, yeah.
But walk around for a while first, normally. And we're going to do both of these things after the foot release as well, neural ball foot release. Now, this is Lanida's walking exercise. So you're standing, you're starting to walk, and you actually freeze. Start with your right foot forward, and then freeze, and then bring it down, and then the left foot comes forward. It's slow motion. Freeze right here before you put your foot down, and then put your foot down. And then bring your other back heel up slowly, but slow motion walking.
It's also balancing.
It's also, yeah, you'll notice it's a balancing pose. So you might want to be near a wall or a chair or something. The left back heel comes up, swings forward, the foot swings forward, the heel comes down, and now the foot. Finish that up and get your neural balls, your neural ball. You only need one of them. Half of it, half of a neural ball, technically. And you're going to be standing and releasing. We're going to hold each position for 40 seconds. The first position is at the top, front of the foot, just beneath the metatarsal mound. And so put the ball there. Remember, you can optionally add on squeezing and spreading toes. And just stay here and breathe. And move to the next position, the central position, in the center, smack dab in the center of the foot. Just so you know, you can do this seated. I'm doing this seated on the floor even. You don't have quite as much body weight on the ball, but it's still a nice release. And what's nice about that is that you could do this on the floor. You're seated on the floor watching TV. You could do this release 1 foot at a time. Move to position 3. Just at or just before the calcaneus. Thank yourself for being willing to keep up with movement technology. The neuroballs are state of the art. They're what's new. Or they're what's new in my world and in many other people's worlds.
The latest and the greatest.
Latest and the greatest. Position number 4, outside edge of the, go back to the center, outside edge of the center of the foot. I have a nose for what's new, actually. That's one of my gifts, is that I actually can ferret out or notice, sniff out what's new and meaningful, actually, not just new and meaningful. I think, the vagus nerve, the myofascial release, which is a couple years old now, but they're, movement science moves, it moves. Okay. Position number 5 is across from position number 4, inside edge of the center of the foot. The last one is up above number 5. It's number 6. It's just below the big toe mound. Okay, switch sides. Position number 1 in the middle of the foot, towards the top, just below the metatarsal mound. Down to the middle. Position number 2. Position number 3, just at or in front of the calcaneus. The calcaneus is the heel. It's a bone with muscles around it. Number 4, out, back to the center, outside edge of the foot. Number 5, inside edge of foot. You're in the center at the inside edge. And the last one is up below the big toe mound, up above number 5, big toe, near the big toe mound. So these balls result in myofascial release, from release of the fascia. They stimulate the nerve endings. They talk to the brain. And they increase circulation in the feet. Maybe that's why I don't have cold feet anymore.
I'll have to try that on a regular basis.
Mhm. Mhm. Okay, you finished the series. Start walking around just to see if you can tell a difference between before and after. Your gait. And if you have anything to report, unmute and tell us. Walk around for a little bit and then start walking Lanita's walking pattern. It's a balancing, slow-mo walking, basically, balance. Should be called slow-mo walking and balancing. And you can actually spend more time frozen in a position with your back heel up or your front heel down. You can slow down and all of a sudden stop and then continue later. And I don't know whether the therapy ball work might have changed changed your ability to do this balancing, walking, balancing. Maybe you can notice that. We're going to come back to the floor seated for side bend and a few more floor seated positions. There's a new guy in our building who's a trainer, a personal trainer. He's actually from Canada. He and his partner just moved down here. Lots of young people moving down here now. And I was telling him that my secret sauce for my life and my students is to sit on the floor and do things. And all of a sudden he's down on the floor with me. I just loved it. I fell in love with him immediately. Down on the floor talking to me. Okay. Well, I was seated on the floor. Side bend, right hand just slides along the floor. We're going to time it for, let's do 20 and 20. Hold on. Just holding a thoracic side bend for 20 seconds. Then we'll stay in the thoracic side bend and change the position of the top elbow. I can't do this, bring my arm up over yet. But I can bring it forward actually. Now, bring your elbow forward. Feel a bigger stretch in the back of the armpit. Still cervical side bending. Whoops, I forgot to. You have a little extra time here.
Yay.
This is a good one for extra time. And come on back, elbow first. And then the torso comes up, other side, left arm along the floor, right arm up and over. Cervical side bends. Keep your hips on the floor. And then bring your elbow forward. Stay there. Stay in the cervical side bend. Bring your elbow forward and stretch the latissimus dorsi. Big stretch. Elbow up, arm up.
Is this, what's the one where you're just doing your neck and the shoulder? What's that called?
Is this one where you're what?
Well, you just called this a cervical side bend. So I was.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was a thoracic side. I'm sorry. I said cervical. It's a thoracic side bend.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure because I was getting confused.
Yeah, I was too, but I think then I figured out I knew what she meant.
Oh, I was like, I couldn't remember what the other one was called, but thank you.
So the cervical side bend is right ear to right shoulder. That's a cervical side bend. So I misspoke.
Okay, thank you.
I'm easily confused. So.
Oh no, that was confusing. Thank you for asking that because you could have gone home thinking that was a cervical side bend. It was not. Thoracic side bend. Okay, now we're just going to do, because I love stacking the knees, we're going to go ahead and stack the knees. Because I love stacking the knees, not because it's comfortable, but because of what it does. You know, it better than any other floor seated position. It's going to release the tension in your glutes, but also in like your psoas, not your psoas. Now I'm afraid to speak. I'm speechless. In your, I'll get it in a minute, your sciatic nerve and the piriformis, it releases all of that in the best way possible. This is the best move for that. So we're just going to stay here And we're going to add, why not? Because we can, we're going to add a wrist twist. So a prayer pose wrist twist. Put your hands in prayer pose, take your right hand, palm and fingers forward and down, and now press the two palms together while they're the right one is upside down, basically. And breathe and sit tall. There are lots of other things you can do. You could do a flat back hip hinge from a knee stack position. You can do nothing with your upper arms and sit here and watch TV. Switch sides, switch your legs and switch your arms. And I'm unable to cross my left foot on top of my left knee on top of my right knee. Oh, just a minute, hold on, let's pause and be sure. So everybody do their arms now, and Kathy's done it. The left hand comes, the palm goes down and you're pressing. I just want to say, because it might be your experience too, I've been walking a lot, 2 days a week now, and more than I have for a long time since I broke my arm. So I have a little crick in my hip. I cannot bend my left knee. So I'm just straightening it sort of above the other one. In some,
I feel it right in my hip area.
yeah, there's something there. I'm having a body work treatment today, so maybe that'll help. All of that to say that if you can't do what I'm asking you to do, find something close to it. That's really the bottom line with why I was telling you that.
Adapt and modify.
Adapt and modify and take care of yourself. Let's do some more supine figure 4 progressives we're going to do. So you're going to need 2 blocks. And I like these because they're good hip openers. I mean, they do a lot. They do a lot of work. They're like a pigeon. These are, you know, our version of a pigeon. The basic figure 4. I'm going to find, your head could be resting on some therapy balls. It can be resting on a pillow. It can be resting on a sponge ball. And you have 2 blocks. I've got to get some 2 blocks for myself. Lying on your back. Knees bent. Cross your right, bring your right knee forward towards your face and then cross your ankle. This is a basic figure 4. We're going to stay here for 30 seconds. Just knowing that this is a hip opener. And for some people, if you have really tight hips, you may stay here. You may do nothing but this. But we're going to build on this. Now, we're going to add we're almost finished here. So at 6 more seconds, I got impatient with the basic. You're going to put a block under your left foot. So it brings it high. You can feel it. You can feel that it opens. It's more of a stretch for the hip when you put a block here. We're going to be here for 30 seconds. This is progression number 2. You can have your arms out like Kathy is in a T, or you can have them in you can have them in a cactus, or you can have them by your hips. You know, you're going to get more out of it by putting them in a T or a cactus. Okay, 2 bricks, 2 bricks. 2 bricks under the left foot. Maintain your figure 4. Ow, maybe I can't do this.
Make sure when you do this that you pull your knee all the way back before you twist your lower leg.
Yeah, that's a good cue. I can't do this. I could only do 1 block today. Okay. All right, 1 block for Via.
There's an example of taking care of yourself and not straining.
Okay, now the next thing we're going to do is hug the left knee, the left thigh into the chest, putting your hands around the back of the thigh.
Or a strap.
Or a strap. We're team teaching.
What I'm doing is I'm thinking how I would describe this.
Good. Or a strap. Now, actually, it doesn't matter how many bricks you had under your foot, does it? At this point. Okay, the next progression is to put your hands, the same similar move, but put your hands on the outside of your knee, on your shin, and pull in. 30 seconds. This is the top of the progression. Can you feel the progression?
Oh, yeah.
And you could use a strap here too.
Absolutely.
And come on back. I'd like you to take the brick away and just move your hips, both hips, side to side, windshield wipers, before we move to the other side of the figure 4 progressions. Yeah, my glutes have been getting quite a workout. I've been doing Monday and Thursday. I walk 10,000 steps with my walking buddy.
That's a lot. That's about what, 3 miles, 3.5 miles?
It might be 3 miles.
Good for you.
But, and then I do just ordinary stuff. I should go to the gym. I have a gym. I should go to the gym and walk on the treadmill the other days, but I haven't. Sometimes I get so lazy. Yeah, I'm like, okay, I'm happy to be up and up.
Okay.
Okay, go to the other side, you guys. Have the 2 bricks nearby. Position number 1, bring your left knee towards your face and then cross your ankle. And then this is the basic. This is the basic. Maybe this is as far as you're going to get today. This is also the nice thing about this practice, the progression practice, is that you can get farther because you keep inching up towards a more of a stretch in the hip. Now, Diana has a hip replacement. So I hope she's listening to her body. Let's see, the next one is a brick. If you have a hip replacement, you're going to have to listen to your body even more and not go too far. Learn how to not go too far. The issue with a hip replacement is that the metal or the metal replacement will might displace differently, maybe more easily than bone. Slide out of the socket. But if you can create muscle around that area, you can help prevent that. Block number 2. Let's see if I can do block 2 on the right. Yeah, I'm okay on the right. Well, I'm talking about the right foot has a block under it, but it's really my left hip that is better than my right,
Stretches, yeah.
because it's the stretching part. Okay, the next progression is hugging your right thigh towards your chest by putting your hands or a strap behind the thigh. If you haven't felt the progression yet, you might feel it now. Okay. So that's it.
No, we got one more.
We got one more. What is it?
Holding your.
Oh,
hand.
yeah, hug the outside of the shin. Hug the outside of the shin with your hands, clasp behind your shin, right on the right, or a strap, either one. And let's, yeah, go for that. Yeah, this is the last one. You can press your elbow, your left elbow into your left thigh and make a little more stretch. Now we're going to do a dynamic version of this in a minute. Okay, set your straps and your brick aside. Just go side to side, windshield wipers for a minute. And then we're going to do a Kihara resistance stretch version of this. Come back to center. Take your right foot towards your right knee towards your chest, cross your leg, cross your opposite foot. Now I have no words. Put your right ankle on your left knee. Hug the left knee by holding either behind the thigh. This is dynamic though, behind the thigh or hold on to the shin, either one. I like the thigh. And then you're going to lift up and pull in. So pulling in and lifting up and pressing the right elbow. The right elbow is pressing the right thigh out, and you're pulling in on the one side and pressing out on the other side. And then just come on back and do it again. So pulling in on the left, pressing out with your right elbow to press the right thigh out, hugging, you can lift your head up. If this bothers your neck, don't lift your head up, keep it on the floor. But you're just going back and forth. It's a rocking figure 4. I actually have a little video of this on my YouTube channel. Rocking figure 4. One more. Switch sides. hug. Hug your right knee towards your chest, press your left knee and thigh away from your chest with your elbow, your left elbow. And back and forth, rocking figure 4. Two more times. And unravel your knees and windshield wipers. Come up, and when you're done with windshield wipers, come up to standing and find a spot. Kathy found the side of her couch where you can do a standing pigeon or a figure 4 on something that's on a riser of some sort, a chair, a couch. It has to be stable. Edge of a couch, the arm of a couch, something where you can put your figure 4. You can put your figure 4 in a standing position. And we're going to time that.
So walk me through that again, the figure 4 and the standing.
Okay, stand on your left leg, bend your right knee in front of you on the surface. In front of, so your right leg. So it's not tucked under you. I'll show you what I'm doing. If you can see it. It's not tucked under you. It's in front of you, just like a figure 4. But you're standing there. Okay. Now you can do a number of things. You're just going to hold here. This could be quite enough, or you can do a flat back hip hinge. Depending on the height of your leg and the height of the object you've chosen, you could be on a couch or you could have pillows underneath you stacked. And the higher it is, the more challenging it's going to be for you.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how this is going to work for Kathy, but there. Can you feel it? So at that point, you may not want to lean forward. Maybe it's just enough to be here. Switch sides, everybody. Find your best. Find your best. Stand on the right leg. Place your bent knee in front of you, out to the side, actually out to the left, like a figure 4. Actually, you might probably are going to be able to do better at this because of all the figure 4 progressions we did. Find your best position. Some people can put their leg up like this on the bathroom's counter. But some of this depends on your flexibility, and some of it depends on how high the bathroom counter is.
And how tall you are.
And how tall you are. So that's why you have to find your own place. But this is a great figure 4 position. And I really, usually I feel a lot of stretching. I'm not feeling so much today. I think it's because I already stretched so much with my progressions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, that's all we have time for. Everyone find your way onto the floor for Yoga Nidra. Find a comfortable position. You may want to put a cloth over your eyes. You may want to cover yourself with a blanket. I'm going to guide you through 61 points on your body. I don't want you to move to the points. I want you to move your attention to the points, starting with your breath. Breathing in and breathing out. Observing your abdomen as it rises and falls with the gentle flow of your breath. Now bring your awareness to the center of your eyebrows, center of your throat, right shoulder, elbow, wrist, right thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, right wrist, elbow, shoulder, center of your throat, left shoulder, elbow, wrist, left thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, left wrist, elbow, shoulder, center of your throat, spiritual heart center, right side of your chest, heart center, left side of your chest, heart center, navel center, center of your pelvis, right hip, knee, ankle, right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, right ankle, knee, hip, center of your pelvis, left hip, knee, ankle, left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, left ankle, knee, hip, center of your pelvis, navel center, heart center, center of your throat, center of your eyebrows. This completes your 61-point guided meditation. Go ahead and start to wiggle. Extend your legs if they're not already extended. Extend your arms overhead. Wiggle and stretch and wiggle. Right side and left side and both sides. Oh my. Yawn. Like a cat. You are a cat. Go ahead and wiggle your fingers and toes. And circle your ankles and your wrists in one direction and then the other. Hug your right knee to your chest. Hug your left knee to your chest. And then both knees hugged and rocking side to side. And then come on back, come on to a rollover, all the way over. Bring your bottom arm under your head as a pillow. Thank yourself for giving yourself the gift of your yoga practice today. And use your top hand to bring yourself up to seated without curving your back if you can. Sit in a comfortable seated position. I'm going to remove the spotlight. I'm going to start my video. I'm going to put my view on gallery and you can too. Bring your hands together. Prayer pose. press your hands. We didn't do much work on the back of the upper body, but you might be able to feel a little bit of work or create a little bit of work there now. And then release that. And lift your occipital ridge up away from your shoulders so you can drop the skull forward, bowing and nodding. Bowing and nodding, recognizing the light in each of us and recognizing that we're all one light. And we'll close the class by saying to each other, Namaste.
And thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, everybody.